Digimon Seekers is the final video for this set review, and covers all the cards from the DigiPolice and the main protagonist, Eiji Nagasumi. With so many cards to review, let's dive right in. When it comes to D-Brigade, Missimon will always be the default level 2 to go with. This Digi-Egg has a when attacking once per turn effect that by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or Digipolice in its traits from your trash to the top of your deck, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP. This effect is completely optional and useful for setting up so many of your commandramon effects. Bowmon, on the other hand, is the baby form of loogamon. Joining the x-antibody babies of Doraemon and Kyokyomon, this Digi-Egg has a your turn effect that when a Digimon card with Dark Animal or SOC in its traits is trashed from your hand, this Digimon may Digivolve into that card. Luckily, rulings were available for this card, and yes, you must pay the Digivolution cost, and no, you cannot ignore the Digivolution conditions or requirements. Which starts taking us to the finer points of each individual's deck. Commandramon brings another version of the table, and this one on play reveals the top 5 cards of your deck and adds 1 card with D-Brigade or Digipolice in its traits among them, and then you get to place the cards on top or bottom. This Digimon is fantastic in that you can manipulate your top to better your chances for another Commandramon spawn. Its inheritable is even better. An all turns once per turn effect that prevents your Digimon from leaving play by deleting one of your other D-Brigade trait Digimon. Protection in D-Brigade? Let's go! Chuchumon, flipping it back to Eiji Nagasumi's crew, is a Digimon with an on-deletion save and an inheritable blocker. Luckily, this Digimon has Bagra Army and Twilight in its traits, which means you can utilize this in a lot of save type of decks as well, considering Uemano can utilize this. Back to the Digipolice, Numemon makes another appearance as a pure black Digimon with an on-play and when Digivolving effect, that allows you to place a Tamahime Satsuki as its bottom Digivolution card, and then one of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn. Its inheritable is also blocker, like 90% of the Digimon in this video. Okay, not that much, but it's still a common black inheritable. With Damemon, this Digimon has retaliation and an on-deletion save with inheritable blocker. Though it doesn't play Uemano, this is one of the few Digimon that has a Digivolution cost of 2 from a black or purple level 3, and that's huge in my mind. This grants you instant color access to black and purple, which can give you some potent option cards to mess with. Because of the save mechanic, Mervamon can provide a rush blocker retaliator. High Commandramon is the newest breed of Commandramon, but while this Digimon is level 4, it is also treated as Commandramon. Meaning if BT4 Commandramon is deleted and you reveal this card off the top, huzzah! Another target and a spawn. When attacking, this Digimon reveals the top 3 cards of your deck. Then you may play 1 card with D-Brigade or Digipolice in its traits with a play cost of 3 or less without paying the cost. Then you place the rest on the bottom. Like the Commandramon, it has the same inheritable, which means because this card text has bye, the effect is optional and you have 2 optional triggers for protection. Black King Numemon is the first level 5 Numemon. This Digimon digivolves for 3 from any level 4 with Numemon in its name, or 3 generically from a black level 4. This Digimon on deletion reveals the top 3 cards and adds 1 with Munzemon in its name, and lets you play 1 Digimon with Numemon in its name without paying the cost. Luckily, this Digimon doesn't care about level, so whether you find another Black King Numemon, or Garamon, it's all viable. Like most effects, you bottom deck the rest. As for its inheritable, it's also blocker. Cargodramon deviates from the normal Tankdramon. Now, we take to the skies. This Digimon on play and when Digivolving reveals the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you may play 1 card with D-Brigade or Digipolice in its traits with a play cost of 4 or less without paying the cost. Then you trash the remaining cards. Its inheritable also deviates from High Commandramon, in that when one of your other Digimon is deleted, on all turns, once per turn, reveal the top 3 cards and play 1 Commandramon without paying the cost. Trash the rest. Brigadramon is the boss monster of boss monsters for D-Brigade. Move aside, Darkdramon. Meet D-Brigade Greymon. When digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon so that their total play cost adds up to 7, and delete them. Opponent's turn, all of your Digimon with D-Brigade in their traits gain blocker. And end of your turn, once per turn, reveal the top 3 and play any number of cards with D-Brigade or digipolice in their traits, with a total play cost of 7 or less without paying cost. Then trash the rest. Jokes aside, you'll still be running Darkdramons, but this Digimon adds a nice balance of defense to the typical aggro conditions of Commandramon. I'm excited to play this, and the alt art is beautiful. Briefly, before moving to Loogamon, Munzemon is the last Digimon to go over. While yes, this would have also fit with the allies, this Digimon was also placed in this section predominantly for the Numamon cards. This Digimon can Digivolve for 3 from any level 4 with Numamon in its name. It also has Armor Purge. On play, you may place one Digimon card with Numamon in its name from trash to the bottom of this Digimon's Digivolution cards to gain 2 memory. Effectively, the on-play cost is identical to that of the original Munzemon if you meet this condition, pending no floodgates. Satsuki Tamahime is the tamer for Numamon. This is the first tamer that has the Mind Link text, allowing it to place itself under one of your Digimon with Numamon or Munzemon in its name, or the Digipolice trait. While she can't Mind Link under all Commandramons, there are quite a few targets for her to slot under. Her start of main phase effect gains you a memory if your opponent has a Digimon, while her inheritable gives your Numamon, Munzemon, or Digimon with Digipolice trait jamming and reboot. Additionally, end of all turns you can unslot Satsuki if you need to, if you'd like that start of main phase memory gain. DCD Bomb is an option card that's D-Brigade focused and hilariously has the D-Brigade trait as well. Main Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon, then by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or Digipolice and their traits from your trash to the top of your deck, delete your opponent's Digimon up to a maximum play cost of 6. This option card is nuts for its 4 cost. It might be a turning point for some countermeasures since you can even Digivolve level 5s preemptively before they can blast Digivolve. Better yet, a level 4 would go to 3, and then multiple level 3s could be deleted. Now that the Digipolice and the other characters of Digimon Seekers have been handled, it's time to go over the first Digimon that will likely be played a crap ton during Nationals. And that's Loogamon. Loogamon makes his grand appearance, a Digimon with a start of main effect that allows you to place an AG Nagasumi from hand or trash under this Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card to gain 1 memory. It's inheritable on your turn once per turn when a card with Dark Animal or SOC in its traits is played, gain 1 memory. I'll get to the little tricks that AG has to offer when I get to the tamer. With Loogamon, this Dark Animal SOC Digimon has a when attacking effect, that you may trash 1 card to draw 1. If AG is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory. Luckily, this Digimon meets the requirements of being played back, meaning you can do additional shenanigans late game with Fenry Loogamon. But the level 5s are where things start getting crazy. Hell Loogamon is a pretty beefy 9000 DP Digimon, with a 3 Digivolution cost from a level 4 purple Digimon. End of your turn, delete this Digimon, and draw 2. Then, you may return 1 Loogamon from your trash to hand. Additionally, on deletion, you may trash up to 3 cards with Dark Animal or SOC in their traits, then delete one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon. For each card trashed by this effect, add 1 to the maximum level. Hell Loogamon is very much like Skullgreymon in a dark level 5 evolution. The true level 5 for this Digimon is Soul Loogamon, and this card, when Digivolving, lets you play 1 level 3 or lower Digimon, with Dark Animal or SOC in its traits from your trash without paying cost. If you have AG in the sources, you can add 1 to the maximum level. And for the when attacking by trashing 1 card in your hand, gain 1 memory. Remember Fangmon? This Digimon provides another avenue for this type of deck, considering it is also a Dark Animal. Finally, its inheritable is typical of all Wolf-type Digimon, allowing for an unsuspend. The condition though is simply the result of a Dark Animal or SOC Digimon being played. But the boss monster of this Digimon is Fenry Loogamon, a Digimon with one of the most unique effects of the Digimon trading card game. This Digimon when Digivolving lets you play 1 level 4 or lower card with Dark Animal or SOC in its traits without paying the cost. If AG is in the Digivolution cards, add 2 to the maximum number of Digimon you play by this effect. Meaning you could in theory trash rush attackers like Brigadramon to revive them later and attack for 3 attacks. Assuming AG is in the sources, and as a result, Fenray Loogamon has 2 attacks with Soul Loogamon's unsuspend. But I'm not done yet. This Digimon has a when attacking once per turn effect that by deleting one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. For each of your Digimon, add 1 to the maximum level of this Digimon you choose with this effect. Because this effect and Soul Loogamon's effects are optional, you get to choose when they trigger, and as a result, they don't necessarily stack. But that unique effect is the fact that the condition to end the turn becomes your opponent having 3 or more memory. Meaning even if they have a memory fixer and you put them to 1 or 2, it's still your turn. And finally, the main character of Digimon Seekers, Eiji Nagasumi. This 3-cost tamer, like all tamers, plays itself from security when it's checked. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. During your main phase, mind link to one of your Digimon with Dark Animal or SOC in its traits. Like Satsuki, this tamer has an inheritable that on all turns, while this Digimon has Dark Animal or SOC. This Digimon gains Alliance and Blocker. And also like Satsuki, end of all turns, you can detach AG. Luckily, Loogamon can pull AG from trash even if he's sent there. But there's one thing that I missed with Fenray Loogamon. AG gives Alliance and Blocker, and we know that with Alliance this adds DP and Security Attack +1 for that attack. So even if you unsuspend, that Digimon won't necessarily check 2 or 3 security again if you Alliance, but it does give you more buff on the DP. Above all, Loogamon decks will be popular for not only their memory tricks, but also their board control. With Beelzemon, purple has slowly moved into a simultaneous aggro control style, and Loogamon further exhibits this. But with it being the only Digimon right now that can keep turn, even if your opponent is set to 2, is pretty crazy. What are your thoughts on characters from Digimon Seekers, and do you think a right build for Commandramon could be an answer to Loogamon? Or do you think Loogamon will reign supreme in BT14? Let me know your thoughts as I take a short break before hitting up EX5, then it's onto the road to Nationals deck profiles. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.